got no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's a van. Hey guys, so it's January and to be fair it's not as cold as I thought it was going to be, but we thought we'd show you around our van. So this is our new van. It's a Swift 496 Esprit. It's a 2015 model and we got it about 3 months ago. So we've been a couple of places, including our trip down to Cornwall. So we've used it. We know what's good, we know what's bad, and we thought we'd show you all about it. Come on in. Don't step on the mud. Welcome to our van. So as you come in, you've got a really nice galley area with a full-size oven and a grill, which I really like. So you've got one, which is the oven, two, which is the grill, and then you've got the hob, which has got 3 gas rings and 1 electric plate. And when I first got it, I was like, why on earth would you have an electric plate? I don't like it. It's weird. But if you run out of gas, but you happen to have power, it's a good idea. Got a microwave.
You also have a generator which kicks in and allows us to use it.
Okay, all right. Got a microwave, which we don't think we can run off the Jenny, can we?
I don't know what the wattage is yet. We've got a 1200 watt generator, so it'll do the hot plate,
We'll
it'll
try
do everything else if we want.
But having a microwave goes against everything about vanning and van life and everything I ever knew about. But we have used it.
Once or twice. Boiled rice.
We've got a sink and we've got a really cool little shelf that pops out so you can do your washing up.
Also legs there.
Preparing and stuff. We've got a really great cupboard, so it's got a drawer for all our utensils and bits and things in there. And then underneath where we store all our grill pans and bottles, or actual pans are somewhere else. We've got a really good little cutlery drawer. We put this towel in to stop it all rattling, and then I've elasticated them all together as well like that, so they can't rattle in the drawer. We've got loads of non-stick stuff on there. We'll put that back in, that's a neat little drawer. And then we've got a fridge. And this fridge is great because it runs off gas, the battery, and off DC when we're driving.
AC. And DC.
What's AC?
So gas, then you've got mains, then you've got the battery while we're driving.
Yeah, gas, mains and battery. Is that not what I said?
Probably. I can't remember now.
Okay.
It's early in the morning.
It's not that early in the morning. So we have a little freezer compartment inside there, which you'll see when my lovely assistant comes and shows you. Can you see that? Which we don't really use the freezer at the moment, but we will when you go adventuring. And then we have a decent sized fridge, to be fair, for the van. It's
The
quite
freezer
good.
compartment also falls out, so you can have a massive fridge.
Yeah, you can.
You can remove that shelf. It's the latest Dometic thing.
I was a bit worried about this because it's smaller than our last van. I was like, oh, how are we going to get everything in? But we do manage to get an awful lot in there. Certainly for a week or two, we've had enough in there. And let's face it, we don't exactly voyage where we haven't got shops. Got 2 decent sized cupboards on either side, so that's where we keep all our plates. And again, we've packed it so that they don't rattle. And on this side is all our random stuff like tin openers and sprays, and then we have coffee and tea and sugar in these little pots, and obviously hot chocolate because that's what's most important.
Of course.
And then that is just a random thing. Underneath there's a little light, which is really useful for when you're washing up. You don't want to use loads of battery and have all the lights on.
It's also
But it
backlit
works.
on there, which works quite nicely of an evening. It gives mood lighting.
Yeah. Under the oven is a weird little storage unit. It only goes back that far, so it's what, that deep? So it's not deep enough for pans, and we've just got random crap in it. There's a massive draft comes from out here as well, because it's where one of the vent points are. So we don't keep much in there at the moment, but I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go along. Back here is the main reason that we bought the van. You can get, and we have had 8 people in here, not even an issue. With my big long legs, look how much space you've got. It's great, and you've got all these lovely windows and a sunlight, so we can see stuff. It's the van, I promise, it's not me. Back here we've got a couple of shelves, and behind here, although I don't want to show you this because you don't know it's here yet.
What's behind there?
Slightly.
That's clear space behind there.
This is my cunning
That's
storage
space behind there.
We've got books.
Hang on a minute, hang on. Oh, it's coming out now, so our new bookshelf apparently is in my spare space.
You said I couldn't have books, so I found books. This is all my cool, so we've got like camping and cooking books on here, which I love cooking books. And then on this side, we've got...
Let me guess.
More books!
Oh, I see.
Oh, and a pad, a notepad, and National Trust book, let's face it.
Okay.
And this is all like really cool stuff. So I've got herbs and like wild flowers and things. And we've got like Marvel of the World and Wild Book, which is all sorts of random cool stuff to do outside. And it's just like fun books that we can occupy ourselves with in the van.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you that.
And this, I've got to point this out because it's just freaking pretty. When we went down to Cornwall, was it Boscastle?
Boscastle.
They have a pottery and he makes all these, and this wasn't painted by hand. This is an effect done with his paint on when it's all wet, and he sort of turns it and it makes it all spread out like so pretty. So we've screwed that on there, and then we put a command strip on which holds that in place and put some pretty flowers in it. Up here, very important, this is whiskey.
That's mine.
In
That is
there,
very, very important.
we have not a lot of food actually.
Yeah,
Only
only
away
away
for
for
the
the
day,
weekend,
to be
though.
fair, so we haven't filled it up with stuff.
Yeah, normally that's full of food.
We have our glasses well packed again so they don't really rattle when we're driving. Back here is all our first aid kit and toiletries. In this one, oh, thought I'd broken it then. This one is empty, which is great. Here are towels, because there isn't much storage in the bathroom, but we'll get to that in a minute. And then here are Jade's cupboards when she's on board, but there's not much going on in there either. There's more books in there too. Shh, but that's hers, not mine. Another reason we love this van is it's got an enormous wardrobe. So it's got loads of hanging space. We've got the Sergeant Power Supply unit down there. This box here
They are legs.
is the TV unit that goes on the bracket that was in the living room, but we've never ever used a TV ever while we're vanning. So it sits there, but we've not used it. Did you just walk into the hole?
No, I would never do that at all. I didn't realise that you'd actually.
I'm
put
sorry,
that
I'll
out
put
and I
that
didn't see it. It's
down.
okay, no, it's fine. Don't worry about
So
it.
if you look under here, it's got
What
the
I have
little-
done is that back up, because that actually rattled while we were
Yeah.
driving. So what I have done is put these little.
So when you just
Stick
pull
on.
them down, I don't know why that's there, because you can't ever get that in there. But hey, also,
Probably 'cause it's standard.
and then you click it in,
It's just
and it doesn't
magnetic
move.
and it doesn't rattle at all.
No, it's really good that, isn't it? So we've done that. We've done our skylight. Bathroom. So the bathroom is the big compromise on this van. But the big compromise was the wheel arch down at the side.
Lots of storage.
Yeah, loads of storage for toiletries and things. Not so much for towels. But that wheel arch, so when you're actually sitting, I will show you very elegantly. You either have to sit very primly with your legs to one side, or
Very
you have to
elegant.
sit with one leg on there. And the bathroom is smaller than our last van. But it actually works really well. I mean, quite frankly, how much space do you need? This tap, you might want to come around this side so you can tap, which is
It's a complete wet room.
a nice tap, actually has a little button on the top that changes to a shower,
And it's
and the shower
quite powerful,
pulls
that
out
shower.
and it attaches up there. I'm now going to drip all over myself, aren't I? That was silly. And you can turn that all the way around, and then it just feeds back in and becomes a tap again, which is quite cool. And then the way that you stop yourself getting soaked is they have this little bit at the, on the door, and that pulls across and attaches by magnets on there. And we bought this little thing because obviously when that's pulled in, it protects like your toilet bowl and everything from the shower, which is great, but you can't get your toiletries. So we bought this cunning thing from, was it the Range or B&M or somewhere?
I think it was a range
Intelligent.
in Wales. I think.
And we pop like our shampoo and whatever we want to use in there, because obviously we all use different stuff, and it just sticks in there, and it actually makes life a lot easier. So when you're in the shower, you've got all that there, which is very clever. And then that just folds away and tucks out away when we're done, and that sits back on there, and it dries really quick. We bought this little mat so that when you've used the shower, we take it out when we're showering, so obviously you use that and you've got the two drainage points there, but when you've used it you can then go back in to clean your teeth or do whatever, or someone else can use it and they don't get soaking wet feet. You wonder how many times we did that before we came up with that ingenious plan.
One thing we did have to do while you're in there, open the door.
Oh, is this?
There is a slight flaw with these wet rooms. door actually warps over time. So what I did was I got some mini trunking, some curved mini trunking, stuck it on there, and then siliconed it along the edges. And it just creates a nice watertight seal so that nothing comes out. Again, it leaked a few times before we actually...
you just walked into the oven again, didn't you?
No, I would never do that.
Okay, let's come out of there. So, coming into the front of the van, this is one of my other favourite bits. So we had the big massive U-bit at the back, and then we've got this lovely dinette and side thing, so you can have 6 of you, maybe even 7 if you really like them, sitting around here. It's a great place. Either you can work from here, or we can have dinner and then you can chill out over there without having to worry about it too much. That's
really my office while you're in the back.
Basically, this is where you work. We needed 2 separate bits so that you can work and we can chill.
Yeah, and the other one I used the cab section, and it was just a bit snug.
Because in our last van we just had this. This was all the cupboards in our massive fridge, and then we had that. We didn't have any other seating area, so it was just this. And it got a bit. You had nowhere to spread out, did you? And nowhere to kind of relax after a long day driving around the country. So yeah, we love this. We use it all the time, obviously. You've got 4 cupboards up here, and then you've got this amazing thing which is our sunroof, and I could unclip it but I have to use electrics to open it, so I will show you that in a bit. Under all of these got masses of storage, so if I lift this one up you can see that's got, what is that big black box?
That's a wheel arch.
Oh
no, that's the gas locker, that one, sorry.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then you've got little things, but these 2 are just massive, great big spaces. And then under all of the stuff at the back, there's loads of storage under there too. So now we're in the cab, and as you can see, oh god, this is set for you. I haven't got any leg room.
Yeah, I'm a smurf.
So it's manual, it's a 6-speed gearbox. It's a Fiat Ducato, isn't it?
It is, it's the Multijet 2.3, so it's only a 2.3 litre, but actually it will quite happily
Which is really good
chug
on
along
fuel,
at
isn't
80 miles an hour on the roads in Europe when you're allowed to do 80 miles an hour.
We would never ever do that in the UK, ever. 70 all the way. But are we allowed to do 70?
We are, but we only do 65 in the UK.
Of course. So we've got twin drop-down armrests on either side, which is actually really useful.
Really comfy when you're driving
really
long
comfy.
distance.
Get them out of the way. So
the seats are lovely. You've got lumbar support. You've got full adjustment. You can do height, pitch, tilt.
Although we do store our kit bags and laptops and stuff behind there when we're travelling, keep them safe. And we have adjusted the seats and pushed them back and squished things, so don't do that. Here we've got loads of pockets. One thing on our last van is you didn't have much storage, so very important. We have our travel cups, which are an espresso, and they're freaking awesome. So we have.
Yeah, get about 5 hours out.
Yeah, they're really good. I used to go to a night shift, and I'd easily get 4 hours with a hot chocolate. It was great. So you'd have 2 of those, and we've got one space in the middle, which is a phone holder, but somebody has commandeered it.
Yeah.
And we have
good sunglasses.
Chewing gum and sunglasses. We've added in, so we have lots of phones and things. We've got all our little sticky bits and chargers, and we put in an iPad that stays there permanently until we actually leave the van. And it's got all our co-pilot and stuff that we use for sat-nav. Yep. Which is really clever.
It's got air conditioning, which cools the whole van down quite nicely, actually.
It's good, and the heat in this thing is brilliant. The radio's really good too. We've got little map reading lights. I'm just going to wave at you above my head. We've got, oh, there you go, clever. So our vehicle height is 2.9 metres, 9'6", which is really useful. We need to do the width though, don't we?
Rear view mirror is the park safe reversing camera, and we're just about to stick a actual rear view camera on it as well, because it's twin system. So you can have
Why are we updating it?
Because at the moment we've only got a single camera on there, so it just points down when you're reversing. Okay. What I'd like is, although I can see vaguely out of the back window, I'd like a camera while we're going along, mainly for when we're towing the motorbikes.
Yes,
so I can keep
so
an eye on
the
the bikes.
safe.
Yeah,
that's true.
Make
Although
sure
that
the
massive window
okay.
at the back does help.
It does, but I can't see, whereas the other van I could actually see downwards on the bikes.
Yeah,
that window's slightly different.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The only other thing we've got is lots of storage compartments in the dashboard as well. Glove box, and then this top one.
That gets really warm. Don't put your chocolate in there. I may have tried that and it melted. I thought of something we haven't mentioned.
What's that?
So we mentioned the drop down bit on the blind.
Yeah.
But the cab bits our last one didn't have this, and we're quite excited about these.
These are great.
They're brilliant. So that comes across, and then there's another one, and then the windows are a bit more finicky, but you've got these little things, so you push them in, and then they slide out. You've got to be very gentle with them, but they come across, and they click in.
And that saves any messing around.
It's really cool. And then the sunroof has two, so when it's open, you've got a fly net, and then you want it dark, because I like dark at night. It shuts completely, which is really clever. Oh, doing it from this angle is hard work. Yeah, awesome. We love our coffee, especially his lordship. To be fair, I'm more of a tea drinker, or hot water with lemon. But having lived on boats for so long and had a couple of vans, the best gas kettle we've ever found, a Le Crusoe. I think we paid about £50 for it, maybe 55, and it's brilliant. We absolutely love it. It keeps everything nice, it stays a nice colour, and yeah, highly recommend them. So obviously we travel with us and with Jade, and we needed 2 separate sleeping areas. We didn't want her sleeping underneath us or anything, so we love the fact that this pulls out into a double bed. So that slides all the way out. Again, probably shouldn't be doing this in a skirt, but hey. And then these back cushions come off. That actually comes out a little bit further, and that comes out there. We slide them over.
And that is the kettle you can hear boiling.
Goes in there.
Most importantly.
I mentioned this before, we love our kettle. It whistles. Who doesn't like a whistling kettle? And you can see all steam going. Off. Done. The teenager in her native van habitat. At least she acknowledged me now I've got a camera. Before,
No, I just
nothing.
had teenage habitat, and I was like, okay.
And under each of these is storage. And the main one that we use is under here. You can see all our tins and pots and pans and everything. And I love the fact that it has an accessible locker. So here I keep all my pans and stuff that I use regularly for cooking. And there's the food and stuff that we use on a daily basis. And very importantly, that's the vodka store, which is important. On this side's the table. And that's all lifted up. And then the table has an actual space that it slides into, which is really cool.
That's quite a big table.
It is quite a big table. So that comes out.
Oh, we're getting the table out, are we?
Yeah, of course. People want to see the table, babe.
Really? It's a table.
Yeah.
Guys, do you really want to see the table? They just want to see you bent over the table.
And then
Look at this.
it's a table.
It's a table.
If you wanted to. To be fair, we play games on this occasionally.
We do play games on that. To be fair, it's a very, very good table. And we can use it outside in summer.
Yes.
It works really, really well.
have it with our
because we
seats.
have our seats and everything else, which is stored under the van.
And there we've got
furniture.
our chairs. We've got 3 chairs or 4 now.
Chairs. I think we've got 4 chairs in there. We've got.
Is that we've got our games?
We've got some
games
games under
under
the
there.
seat. Yeah. We've got things that are quite robust underneath. They're like a Christmas, won't they? And we'll finally
Okay,
get
look,
it up.
oh, I forgot we had this. Right, I'm going to put the table down. We've got an escape hatch, which is quite clever actually. Now, Muscles here can pull himself up,
I'm not going to that.
isn't he?
No.
Can you, I'll tell you what, while you're there, do you want to stick the camera out and film the sunroof and things? Sunroof. Oh, what's it called?
Solar panel. I think that's it. I can't see.
Just hold it high and hope.
I've not finished it. I need to put some little mini trunk in for that cable out.
So one of the cool things about the van is the amount of lighting you've got. You can do, got all of these little things and they're all dimmable. So it goes, she says, brighter. Oh, that's flacking every time I do that. Is that supposed to do that?
It goes all the way round.
Oh, so it goes to off.
Off,
I see, and then it goes brighter again. Yeah, fair enough. And then it's got the high level lighting, which you can't see so well right now, but of an evening it looks really nice and cosy.
It also doubles up as interior cupboard lighting. So when you open the cupboards,
That's
if you open
true.
that cupboard there, you'll see.
You can see it
It's all lit up.
inside. Yeah, it's really clever like that, so you don't need
They've
extra
done it
lighting.
really well.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
And then you've got tiny little lights on the bottom. There's one here. And there's a vent there as well. We haven't spoken about the heating yet. So we've got blow air heating, and you're going to tell technical stuff about our blow air heating.
It's really good. We've got the Triumph blow air heating system, which does the water heater and the main blow air heating. It's got a great little control panel there, which you can set the timer on, so you don't have to have it on all the time. You can set it
Go
on
back to that control panel.
And we just kick it in. You've got the actual heating, then you've got the water heater, then you've got whether you want it on gas or electric, and then you've got the fan whether you want it on eco mode, which just trickles heat and keeps it nice and warm throughout the evening.
And then this bit always confuses me. So you have to press the power button to get to do anything. And that's where you can turn your water on and off. You can turn the cabin light, there you go, cabin lights on and off. It shows you where your batteries are at.
And you've just now selected the engine battery.
So we want it on the leisure battery, don't
Yep.
we? While we're doing stuff, it shows you, does it just show you that? View levels, there you go.
Yep.
So our wastewater, we haven't used any, and our freshwater, we've hardly used much. So, it's quite clever. I don't know what frost protector is. What's
That is in winter, when you've got full water tanks, don't press it.
Okay.
It puts heaters onto the water in the waste tank to stop them from freezing. It's a really clever system.
So what I'm going to do now is show you how we prepare this area to get our bed down. And this is the bed. As you can see, that's all up there. But again, I'm 5'11" and a bit. And you've probably got a good 6 foot, 6.5 foot maybe. 6.5 foot, that'd be good, isn't it? 6 foot and a bit.
It actually goes up another 4 inches early.
Does it?
If we take all the bedding off.
So you've got a good, what, 6'3"?
Yeah,
Without
just
the
over
bedding.
6 foot, yeah. But we have got all the bedding in there.
These cupboards, we've learned, they're obviously part of the bed. If you put too much stuff in them, the bed comes down great, but it doesn't go up very well, not without some help. So you've got to be careful what you put in these. If you put too much heavy stuff in there, you struggle. So, there are 2 stages to the bed. The first one stops about here, so we could leave the table, and you can actually, because the cupboards come down to about here, the bed comes about here-ish, you can actually sit and work at the table or sit and eat, and someone can be in the bed above you.
I do that when she's sleeping.
But we like it, so it comes all the way down to here, so the bed's roughly here, and that means we're able to take the table off. So to do that, you lift the table up. There are 2 little clips. I don't know if you can see them. They just clip on that bar that's on the wall. And to shut the table down, you press the little button, push the leg down, and we just drop it into this corner here. Push it out the way, move these 2 cushions, and when we come all the way down, we pull that out and put that about there so that the cupboard can slide in behind it. And then if you want to slide on round the corner, it gets you very close. You can see this. Now normally the key is left like that, and you've got the 3 settings. So you turn it sideways and you push that and it moves. It's quite clever, huh? So that's to the first point, that's to the second point all the way down, and that puts it back up again. So bringing it down to the first point, you can see how quick it's moved. And it just stops automatically there. It does come, the van does come with ladders that we don't carry on board because we never use this. I've just noticed there's a mark there. Need to fix that. And you can see we've got all our bedding piled on that. So that's bedding for our bed and Jade's bed, which is the bit at the back. But it just stops, and you can easily, let me move that, easily sit. Use the table, and you can walk under, and you could get somebody up there sleeping if you have your little kids or whatever.
And also down at the bottom, you've either got 2 single beds, or a double bed and a single, or a double bed and 3/4 really.
So this is like a little bed all on its own right.
Folds out.
This folds out?
It folds out so that it's a 3/4 bed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just thought this was the double bed
No,
and this
no,
was the single.
that's the double bed on that side, which is lengthways.
So, we've never done this.
You use the table.
Is that how you do
The
it?
table just sits in and it becomes, Jade's done it.
The teenager's done it, but I've not. That's good. So how do you do this? Here we go.
This is genius. Well
Oh, that's
done.
clever.
So that makes a double bed.
So
It's
what,
that simple.
is it this cushion that goes in? What
Yep.
goes in the middle? This one?
Yeah.
You sure that doesn't fit? Sure,
No,
the ones
the
at the
back,
side?
the back cushions. Sorry,
You
I got
said
that wrong.
yes.
Yeah, I got
Got it
that
on
wrong.
video.
That
You
that one,
said yes.
that one go minor detail. That one goes at the back. So those 2 cushions at the back
I see.
come out. put in place.
So you could just do,
So that then becomes, well, you put both in there.
or there's another one on that
Yeah.
side, but I'm being lazy.
That then becomes a double bed, And then that where you're sat now is a 3/4 bed, or
Flashing everyone my bum again.
the 3/4. I don't think they mind. The 3/4 bed pulls out, so it becomes either a huge bed for the whole area. If you lift that, you see there it's sprung, and that pulls out.
Wow, that comes all the way out. How have I never done this?
Because generally our beds are above
So then what? That would move there.
there, that drops
And
in the
that
back.
drops in there.
And
That's
you
magic.
do get infills. We've
So
just
this
taken them all
bit
out.
you don't have. It's only really for kids.
Or widthways, it's a double
No,
bed.
yeah. So I was saying this bit you can't lie down in, not as a full-grown adult.
Teenager can.
Yeah, a little teenager.
Depending on the teenager.
And this bit is the width, so it's exactly the same as the top bit.
Yeah.
That's quite clever. Now, obviously, I haven't done this bit right because it's up and
No,
down. But if
and
you
we
push
do.
that back,
The van does come with infills
it comes with that other bit there.
that cover. If you remember, we took them all out because we didn't use them.
Yeah, we don't use them. That's cool. I'm quite impressed with that.
And,
And
then we've
that
got,
was really easy to do too.
yeah, and then we've got the beds at the back and the
So we've got, yeah, I suppose you're
2 singles.
4
or
adults
a
and 3
massive
kids, or you can get 6 adults on board, can't you?
double. Yeah, you can get 6 quite happy. I'm normally doing all this. This is good.
This is fun.
I get to just sit back and watch. It's good view.
Thanks. I'm slightly concerned about the state of my skirt.
I'm not.
No, I'm
I
sure
don't
you're
think
not.
the viewers are either.
It's when I come to review this footage, I'm like, we can't use any of it.
Yeah, we can. Can you straighten the seatbelt?
Oh.
My OCD doesn't like the seatbelt.
So, putting it back up again, that leg, I don't know if you heard that click, but that locks in place. And then, oh, muscles, come on.
Oh dear.
See, even an idiot
Seatbelts.
can do it.
Straighten the seatbelts.
I know, I'm straightening the
She's not
seatbelts.
straightening the seatbelts.
OCD.
Okay.
Done!
Finished?
Done!
Happy?
So this is the lowest part of the bed, and as far as it goes down. If I move out the way, you can see it sitting on the lower seat. I think you can actually take that cushion out and it'll go about an inch or so further. You can see where the ladder clips in. We don't carry the ladder on board because we're both lanky gits, and we can climb up, which I will now demonstrate, although I'm in a skirt. So
I think I'm a smurf actually.
I may have not planned this well. Maybe look elsewhere as I cunningly climb
Maybe
on the
not.
bed in a skirt. Never mind. One of
I
my
like the view.
biggest, was that alright? Did I flash
That
into it?
was probably
Oh, well.
all of YouTube. But it's fine.
Clickbait. I forgot
Do we get
what
more
I was
views for
saying.
that?
One of my biggest issues with the sideways bed is because I'm nearly 6 foot. I was like, I'm not going to fit. But actually, this bed, I'm on the longest bit. As you can see, I think you can see, that bit kind of cuts off a bit. And that's his side. And I'm on the long bit. And I've got loads of room. I can point my toes. And I can almost stretch. It's pretty good. Loads of space. And you can look out the window of an evening and watch the stars, which is fun. You've got really cute little lights on the side, and you can jump around on it and it's really solid. Really cute little lights there, which you can turn around, and I think they're dimmable. Yeah, they are, which is kind of fun. Got little cubby holes on either side, and you can reach this top bit up here where we've put loads of stuff. And you've got loads of headroom. You can sit up in bed and lean back against this side because they've got a wooden plinth or whatever you want to call it. On that side, you've got this weird grey stuff that comes down. You can see the tracks that the bed is supported on. And there's the window under there. And you can put the shutter down on the window so you won't get this light coming through, but we don't normally bother. So because we're lazy and we don't bother unmaking our bed, we put all the pillows and stuff in the middle, she says. So we put them like that, and then obviously we have Jade's stuff as well. So we have her sleeping bag and her pillows, which haven't actually got any covers on at the moment because she's not with us. And there's another pillow down there. And they all sit in there. We leave the duvet exactly like it is, and we go up. Now, when we're wild camping, the battery can't do this, especially with all the stuff on it. It's too much for it. So we've invented an ingenious plan with a drill. We'll show you now.
So what we have is a little Makita battery drill with 2 power packs and a little recharger unit on there.
And we can recharge them while we're driving?
We can recharge them while we're driving because we have a mains inverter. So
Okay, cool.
we've got AC while we're driving as well. We'll talk more about that later. We've got an socket extension bar and a 13mm socket. So the motor on this has a manual winder in case of emergency, and it's just a 13mm dome nut that lets you turn it and put the bed up.
And that's the motor that's actually part of the van, isn't
Part
it?
of
We
the
haven't
van.
added that.
No, that's part of the van. So what I decided, because we loaded up with lots of bedding, and also we have all the cupboards full, and these cupboards go up and down with the bed. Rather than chewing through the battery all the time, I thought we'd do this. So we've put the drill in, put it on there, and all we do is
See how fast it's going. And that goes all the way up. What we've discovered is if we make the bed level with that cupboard, as you can see, it doesn't squeak so much. If you put it up too much, it squeaks and rubs against the front, especially that sunroof. But that is about right. And you can see on this side, randomly, we've put the blind down obviously while we're sitting there. On the other side, we haven't.
we get about
I'll show you how to open a blind. Go on, you.
30 beds up and down, or beds up with one charge of the drill.
Cool. That's quite good. 30 up and down
That's really
on one battery. So as you saw, then I opened it, and we haven't got much condensation behind there. And all our windows are quite clever. So if you pull down from the top, we've got a blind, which is really good actually. They're really nice and thick. And if you go up from the bottom, you've got a fly net, and they click together. And every single window has got something very similar. And the roof, and the door, and our little sunlights. So yeah, it's quite clever. That's just a little bit of condensation that will walk off. Are they all double glazing?
All double glazing.
That explains why it's so nice and warm. Okay, let's move on. Okay, cool. That was the inside. Let's do the outside. So, is there much to say? We're going that way. I'm being pointed at. We're going this way.
Yes.
Okay. Gas locker. Is it unlocked?
It is unlocked. It's also got everything else in there.
Are you sure it's unlocked?
Yep.
Because that side does not
I'm
sound.
positive it's unlocked. This is genius. You can tell who actually does all the gas in the car. Right?
I'm just going to cut that bit out. It's fine.
Yeah, no, you don't. I'm going to edit it back in. So we keep in there 2 gas bottles, all our water hoses. petrol
This is
for
for
the
our
generator.
barbecue fire, isn't it?
That's for our barbecue fire, but it also allows me to kneel down and sort the gas out when it's muddy on the floor.
Yeah.
And then a couple of spare tools.
And then we've got our petrol in there too.
Yeah.
Which is cool. In. Diesel, filler upper. It's really
No,
muddy on this
I'll-
side. Do I have to go down this side?
No, what I will do, I will walk down this side and you can see you've got the toilet,
And the water.
cassette, the water for the rubber.
And you can see where the electric goes in.
Electric.
So when we bought the van, we got given an awning.
Yeah,
It wasn't fitted.
we did a deal whereby we got the awning.
True. We had to fit it ourselves. I say we. He fitted it with his
Me.
brother.
Yep,
Because
very
he
cool.
just got it. It had to be done in December in -2. They came back and they were so
No,
cold.
it's 4.5 metres long. It was stuck in the middle of the van and somebody wanted to use the van that weekend after I just picked it up, which meant that I had to fit it.
I'm so mean to you, aren't I?
Yes.
But obviously it's just an awning with sticks. We won't show you because...
We'll show it next time, or when it's out next morning.
So this is the back.
Yep.
We've got a bike rack that we got with the van.
Yep.
And we've also got these amazing telescopic ladders.
Instead of fitting a roof bar, I opted for buying some telescopic ladders.
Yeah, they're really good.
So I
Although
can
they
use it
are a
to
bit
watch the
wobbly,
van
so
as
you need
well.
someone to hold them on. We've got an awesome map that tells us where we've been on the van. Although, to be fair, we haven't been to Turkey in the van.
No.
We're never going to go to Turkey in the van, but we have
Not
been
yet.
to Turkey. So we've filled it already. We cheated a little bit, I'm sorry. But this year, we're going to do all of these, and this bit, and up there, and those 3, and all of them on the way back. And then we might, just because I want to fill it in, do that bit like that, and fill all them in. It's going to be
Awesome. Lots
exciting.
of driving.
And then,
That's the camera we're about to replace.
if you ever follow us, and you see a little sign, send us a little message on Facebook.
We got a
or-
couple yesterday.
We did get a couple yesterday. It was really cool. Although we have to remember we can never fight while we're driving in the van because people send us
We don't
messages.
fight.
If you see us and we're sulking, just
That's
send
our
us a
Super Duper tour bar. I've got to say,
yeah.
these guys, Ambro Trailers down in Christchurch, amazing guys. They've
Yeah,
fitted
they
tow
were
bar to both our vans now, and they are just super.
Last thing is we've got an access locker here. We've got double key locks, and that goes right under the seating thing, so where the generator was stored. and we can go all the way down the back seat of that, which gives us lots of spare storage, which is good. So that's our van. We hope you enjoyed the tour. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. See you next time. Bye.